that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strong with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable, the unreachable, the unreachable star.
Let Reverend Dr. Kevichusa obey the burden that God laid in her heart to reach out to the women that run booze joints, to reach out to the women that are prostitution. And because she followed that vision that God laid in her heart, the ministry of reaching out to the girls and women at risk was initiated and it was executed. This year, we lost 2 of our former women secretaries. The Kevichusa family, both young and old, they have been closely associated with the ministry, and they have been such a blessing to the ministry since inception. Because of time constraints, I would not be able to mention everybody's name, but I want to make a very special mention of a very special and dear person, that is Auntie Kevichusa. She has served as Miqlat board member for several years, and also she was also a part of different committee. And she was such an asset to the ministry. She was a mother figure to us, and then she was also one person that connected the ministry to the church. And we are so immensely blessed by the service, by the selfless support of Auntie Kevichusa. And another person is late Auntie Chalie Kevichusa, who faithfully, generously encouraged, supported the ministry when she was alive. And today she's no more within us, but the children continue the legacy of supporting the ministry till today, and therefore we are very deeply grateful to the children of late Auntie Chalie and late Uncle Chalie Kevichusa. As I say, the Kevichusa family, both young and old, they have been such a blessing to the ministry, sharing their expertise, human resources, and then really supporting the ministry in varied ways. So we are really deeply on behalf of the ministry, I want to say thank you to all the family of the Kevichusa. As projected in the slide, the ministry, Miqlat is a Hebrew word for refuge or shelter, and as the name implies, we work with girls, women that are at risk, girls, women that have dropped out of schools, girls, women that are victims of sexual exploitation and that are forced into prostitution, and girls, women that are victims of human trafficking. So what the ministry does is that there are many women, many girls that come to Dimapur thinking that their life will get better, or once they drop out of schools, they think that they will be able to earn their livelihood, or they will be able to get better opportunities, and then they come to Dimapur. But many of them, the first place that they land on is the booze joints, and many of them, that is where they get more exposed to other vulnerable situations and then other high-risk behavior. Miqlat ministry, we focuses on prevention, rehabilitation, repatriation, and restoration. And therefore, as part of the rehabilitation program, as part of the prevention program, we offer life skill trainings. We have a safe home, a shelter home to cater to the women that are in need of help and assistance. And we also have a short-term rehabilitation program for women that are substance abusers, for women that needs further assistance. So the ministry are medical assistance, training, care and counseling, spiritual mentoring, livelihood skill trainings. And today in our production unit, we have cutting tailoring training, we have card making unit, we have basket weaving, and detergent making unit. So the ministry work with the grassroots community, women, girls that are where they are because of survival reasons, not because they want to accumulate so much wealth, but because of economic reasons, because of survival reasons. Miqlat, as mentioned, it is a faith-based ministry, but at the same time, it is also a social ministry. And therefore, since it's a faith-based ministry, and as we, as we reach out to the women, as we do outreach ministry, because outreach is one of the most integral part of the ministry. That is how we get connected to the women. We go to the women that run bars, that are in the bush joints, women we go meet women in undisclosed red light areas. And as we interact with them, many of the women are where they are today because of economic reasons, because of survival reasons. And therefore, we after so much of prayer and deliberation, we decided that just going and then praying for them, saying, hey sister, God loves you, God cares for you, it is not enough. If you really want to empower these women, if you really want to bring them out, if you really want to secure their freedom, we have to economically empower them. We have to empower them with life skill training. And that was when we started with the business venture. And therefore today, Miqlat is a full-fledged, it's a ministry, faith-based ministry, but at the same time a full-fledged business organization. And therefore, we do a lot of business. And today, as I said, the products that the women make, we sell those products, and the proceeds that we generate from the sales of all those products, we give the salary. We pay the women as salary, and we offer alternative dignified living opportunities to the women, and we empower them, securing their freedom. And today, the women, as they also encounter God in their life, they are also empowered with social skills. They are also empowered with economic skills, where they can also be financially independent, where they can also they are also equipped to take care of themselves, their family, and meaningfully contribute to the society. God is faithful, and Miqlat has come thus far because of the prayers and support of everyone. Miqlat would not be where it is today without people praying, without people supporting. But it is because of God's faithfulness, because God laid the burden in the hearts of people to continue to pray, to continue to encourage and support the ministry. And therefore, it is such a joy to be able to work in a ministry as such, where we are being surrounded by people that are praying for us. Every day we face challenges. There are times when we get so confused, we don't know how to talk to the women. Sometimes we run out of ideas. Sometimes we run out of words to even encourage our women. But we are always encouraged that there are people that are praying behind us, that are people that are praying and then encouraging us. And that is something that really propels us to move forward and enjoy what we are doing. And therefore, once again, thank you.
All these essays are being written with a cause, and they will be presenting, the winners will be donating 20% of their cash awards to a charity of their own choice. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And with the hope that I can share the little that I knew of Chalie Kevichusa. To explain my association with Chalie, I have to go back to 1985 when I started writing for Nagaland Times. After I was hired as a cub reporter, I persuaded my then editor, late T.P. Bhatta, to allow me a column. Soon, I wrote 2 columns for Nagaland Times. One on youth and the other on women. I then realized that neither the youth nor women live in bubbles in society and state. It is also an injustice to them to deny their integral existence and struggle for survival in society and state. So I persuaded my editor once again to allow me to write one comprehensive column. Consequently, my column titled The State of Affairs. If I remember correctly, I also wrote another column for Nagaland Times titled Of Roses and Thorns. But it is possible that was another column I wrote for Ura Mail. Memory fails me, and I make no apologies for that. Now, I knew that my column was, dare I say, widely read. because of the feedback I received. But I didn't know that Chalie Kevichusa also read my column. And that's how I started writing for Ura Mail, the column titled Of Scents, Sights and Sounds. You see, it's like this. There is an unwritten norm, call it convention or code of ethics, that no journalist will write for two papers at the same time in the same town. Indubitably, Chalie was very well aware of this unwritten obstacle. But she sure went for what he wanted. Legend has it that he met my then chief editor, S.K. Doctor, popularly and fondly called Kaluda, and requested, perhaps even demanded, that I be allowed to write for Ura Mail too. Evidently, Kaluda relented to Chalie's request or demand or persuasion. And that's how it began. Now, so Chalie worked his magic and made history happen when he got one journalist to write for two papers at the same time in the same town. And this against the background of the fierce rivalry between the two weeklies, but a rivalry without any vindictiveness. All this to convey what I feel about Chalie. So however imperfect and however irrelevant, please allow me Beethoven 7. Beethoven 7. These are bad times, sad times, mad times, as they were since the birth of time, as is their wont. Trust on its path, we are paddles, hurtling up, down, sideways, in all directions, almost sleepwalking, landing in places unimagined, unimaginable, sometimes soft, sometimes hard, most times unwelcome, unconquerable. Yet music is made, though incomprehensible to us. All movements have cadence, meanings and messages, as imposed on Beethoven's 7th Symphony. This was written on July 15th, 2022. Now Chalie, and indeed a lot of us older ones, lived in a bizarre world, at a bizarre time, when violence was the lingua franca of those who claimed to represent and speak for us. It was a time we knew the odds were heavily staked against us, but we actually lived. I will regale you with stories of yore, of battles we fought and won, wars we waged and lost. I will regale you with narratives of love and hate, of guts and gallantry, the standards we held dear. I will regale you with legends of principles and philosophies, of possibilities and promises. I will tell you of the myths we burst, erasing the line between truth and lies, but lost the war on trickeries and treacheries. But don't ask me why the reason. But don't ask me the reason why. That was the time we did and died. That was the time we actually lived. This was written on February 20th, 2018. There are a lot of people who hate questions, but Chalie was born to question. So on February 12, 2017, I wrote, and yes, we have reached that age not to question why we mustn't question, but question we still do, because most of us are born to question.
Good evening to all of you. It certainly has been a very nice evening so far, and I think I have to express my gratitude for the privilege to be amidst you in this very, very extraordinary function, I would say. Madam had also mentioned about health applications. I think I would also admit that I have accepted this invite with a great deal of trepidation, and I had reasons. I'd say because the individual in whose memory this award is being instituted, the continued accomplishments of his heirs, the worth and the significance of the award, all are but an embodiment of a very, very high order of integrity and probity in public life and service. Holding charge, as I was introduced, as I presently am of a department called Excise and Prohibition Department, did not help my cause any further also. So that's a lot of trepidations I have coming here, but I'm truly humbled, and I thank the foundation for extending this honor to me. In a time and a land where the end almost always seem to justify the means, where whether might make rights, where good men are more often than not supposed to do nothing but capitulate and yield. The significance of moments like this occasion to me is enormous. Instituted in 2017 to recognize and promote the ideal of citizenship, and such indigenous citizens from the state with outstanding contributions to the society, the Chalie Kevichusa Citizenship Award carries a citation and a cash award. Dr. Kevichusa would once in a while, in all his humility, mention about someday winning a lottery and hopefully increasing the amount of the award. Music to a lot of ideas actually. But I think I'd like to say that this award is priceless. To me, this award is symbolic of that unwavering spirit of our eponymous benefactor, who despite many personal tragedies and phases of desolation and loneliness in his life, hung on to his creed by famously saying, and I quote him, "Mine is the only way. We have right on our side. and that is more than all the world.
Surveys, a few reports that in America, the states with the highest percentage of Christians are also the states with the highest percentage of crime. They also happen to be some of the lowest performing states in terms of education. Nagaland is also a place with churches scattered in every part of the state, with a Christian percentage that makes Christians in other Indian states envious. We are a very religious society. Yet it is unlikely that Nagaland would be a nominee for a model society today. Religion, unfortunately, does not automatically make good citizens. And it appears it takes something extra beyond the rituals of religion to make one a model citizen. And since 2017, the Kevichusa Foundation, in a humble way, has sought to identify either an individual or a group from Nagaland with that extra. The purpose is to acknowledge and honor their role as citizens that are making meaningful contributions to our society, and we also hope this will encourage and inspire more noble citizens. The A. Kevichusa Citizenship Award comes with a medallion, a certificate, and a check of rupees 4 lakh. This year's recipient of the award is a group, not an individual, but it is a group made up of very dedicated individuals. They are a social and faith-based ministry and an initiative of the Nagaland Baptist Church Council Women's Department. The pressing need to address and tackle the social issues in our society, especially with regard to women, led to the formation of this ministry, and it was launched officially in 2005. The name of this ministry comes from a Hebrew word which means refuge or shelter. They work with girls and women at risk, victims of sexual exploitation, and victims of human trafficking. The vision of the ministry is that girls and women will come to the knowledge of God, enjoy a life of dignity, equipped to nurture their families, sustain employment, meaningfully contribute to society, and become agents of change. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is the privilege and honor of the Kevichusa Foundation to present the A. Kevichusa Citizenship Award for 2024 to Miqlat Ministry.